this week I'm gonna cake a gumball machine. There, I had a gumball machine, but I let her go, and I've been sad. So I need a little help going back in time to like fun childhood things. This is fun. Oh, it's time. That curl is tangled. Olivia, take me over there. I need butter. And where's the flour? This is a contest, Cody. First one to...
What's the contest at?
We're gonna edit that out, just so you know. His name is Mr. Cake.
Oh my god.
And oh my god, I've liked him for a long time. I was a bit of a crybaby. That's what I was gonna say. They won't play with me. Doing this makes me think of all the boys in my class who used to
Hold my hair.
2,
No!
3! Yes! No, it's not working. Are you okay? Oh my gosh! I was upstaged. I can't flip. I like it. Let me color in the icing. I found a wall of gumballs, but not a machine to dispense them. How am I supposed to like get into the mind of a gumball? This is a gumball blowing tutorial. Step 1, place gumball in mouth. Step 2, chew gumball to soften and dissolve the sugars. Step 2 takes some time.
Stand by everyone. Cody, stand by.
I'm standing by.
To make this cake, I baked 11 pounds of my ultimate vanilla cake. Once my cakes are baked, cooled, and chilled, I'm going to remove them from their pans, level them, and cut off the caramelization from the bottom. Now I want to cut each cake into 2 layers. I could have been the most famous bubble blower ever. For sure there's a Guinness record of this. Can we look it up?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there is.
Okay. Oh, come on! It's time to simple syrup all 8 of my colorful layers with the help of Sursprise. If you want to watch a tutorial on how to make and use simple syrup in order to keep your cakes really moist while decorating, then click here. Thanks for being, he's useful. Look at how helpful. He does have 2 jobs, simple syruping and pointing. It's time to fill and stack my cakes with Italian Meringue Buttercream. I begin by stacking and alternating my pink and yellow 8-inch layers. And then on top, I alternate my red and orange 7-inch layers with Italian Meringue Buttercream in between.
The biggest bubble ever blown was 20 inches in diameter.
By a human?
Yeah.
Bubble gum?
Chad.
Look out, Chad.
That was so anticlimactic.
Now I want to chill this cake as is before I start carving it. It's time to start carving this cake into the base of a gumball machine. I need to make sure that there's enough room on top that will hold my glass bowl. This is very similar to my snow globe cake. The main difference is that a gumball machine has a, what am I gonna call that?
Oh, where the gumballs come out.
Yeah. The mouth, the dispensing mouth of the gumball machine. If you want to see me make my snow globe cake once again, which I think is one of your favorites, you can click the link right here. I also have to keep in mind the sort of flat plate that's on the front where you put your coin in and spin. It's like magic. Once I'm happy with the shape of my gumball machine base, it's time to crumb coat and chill. While that is chilling, I also have to keep in mind the sort of cap of the gumball machine. Once again, I'm using my helpful humps. So the gumball machine I had like a little cap on top, and you could use a quarter, like a screwdriver, to open it up, and then you would pull that off, and then you would fill it with gumballs. So I need to make that part. Now that my cap is shaped, I'm going to take it apart, fill it with a little bit of Italian Meringue Buttercream, put the top layer on, and then crumb coat and chill it as well. Now both of my cakes have been crumb coated and chilled. It is time to ice them. I'm going to begin covering this cake with fondant. The first thing I need to address is the mouth, and I'm going to roll out a little bit of black fondant, cut it into a strip that I think will fit inside the mouth, and then lay it in. It's kind of awkward because I need to sort of bend it in.
How's the consistency doing?
It's getting a bit better.
Yeah? Let's see if you can do it. Oh, that was better. That was your best one so far. Oh no.
We can move on to red fondant, which I feel is like a classic gumball machine color.
Absolutely.
I'm measuring the circumference at the base, which is the widest part, and then the height. And I've decided to wrap my fondant around. I missed this time. As soon as I realized it was too high, I quickly just like moved it. I've got to smooth it around the cake, cut away the excess at the bottom, cut a nice clean seam at the front, and cut any fondant away from the mouth. And now I'm just gonna lay a cake pan on top and cut around. Camp Cake is this weekend, guys. It's only 4 days away, and if you missed registration, I'm really sorry, but I'm not sorry because we are reopening registration for only 48 hours. Woo! This is your chance to join me, actually the whole How to Cake It team, for a day. We do everything together. I'll be in this kitchen, you'll be in yours, and we will bake the day away.
I like it.
Bake the day away.
That's a t-shirt.
Why have we never done that? We're going to make everything that you want to eat at the coolest slumber party, which Camp Cake will end and you'll just go right into your slumber party.
I love it.
I call the butcher block. That's where I'm sleeping. It's pretty much butcher block, stainless steel table, or floor.
Yeah. So our summer party will be amazing, obviously.
Amazing. I think somebody could fit in the fridge if we empty it out. So if anyone's like a hot sleeper, Cody?
Yeah, I actually do run hot.
There, it's yours. Call it now. Register for Camp Cake using the link below. The next thing I need to do is roll out a few pieces of red fondant for different details on the cake. So I want to roll out some red that I will fill in the top with. Then I want to roll out a nice long band of red that I'm going to use to create the bottom rim around the cake. Remember how we carved the cake flat at the front for the coin plate? I need to make sure that it's actually level. So what I'm gonna do for insurance is roll out a piece of red fondant in a square and make sure it's sort of thicker at one end and thinner at the other. And then I'm also gonna roll out just a little bit of fondant that I will create the sort of screw top, the opening on the cap of my cake. Now all of these pieces are rolled and I want to chill them before cutting them. You guys know I always say practice makes perfect. And I found a picture of a gumball machine I made years ago. Let me see if this picture has a date. It doesn't, but I'm gonna go with 2005. So about 15 years ago, this is the gumball machine that I made. Aww. And the reason it's 13 cents is because it was Joshua's 13th birthday.
I wonder if Joshua's out there.
Joshua, are you out there? And if Joshua was 13 then,
So 15 years ago.
he's 28?
Yeah.
Joshua is a man now. Joshua, did you keep your gumball machine? You should have. I do need to create a little lip on the mouth of this gumball machine. You don't want your gumballs to just roll out.
You ready? Mm-hmm. It's happening. Oh, that was so anticlimactic.
I'm really upset.
I don't know, yo. Are you a bubble blowing master?
So I've decided to use my clay extruder and extrude a nice cord of the same red fondant and then glue it right on top of that rim. I also rolled a sheet of red that I could cut into strips. I need to make marks on my cake where these lines will go. I measure the circumference of the base of the cake. I divide it evenly and make a mark with the tip of my knife. And now I need to make the same amount of marks on the top of the cake, and I'm gonna use my protractor. And I'm gonna mark the same amount of sections, lay that on top, make the marks in the fondant. Now I can glue my strips of red fondant vertically up the sides of the cake. So I'm gonna flip my strips over and then I'm gonna brush on piping gel onto the back of them. And now I can line them up on my cake, making sure they start right at the base of that rim we added, and then sort of fold up over, up to the top and over. The two front strips I need to cut shorter because they end up under where the coin slot goes. And I'm going to trim all the ones along the top of the cake as well.
Oh, that was a good one. You got the chin strap and the nose strap.
The biggest bubble I ever blew actually got into my eyelashes.
What?
Yeah, it was so big. Now I can fill in the top circle of my cake. So remember how I trimmed the top with an upside down pan? I'm gonna use that exact same pan on the fondant I rolled out, cut out the same size circle, and then carefully lay it into the opening. I'm gonna put my cake aside for now, and I'm gonna move on to make all the gumball details. All the gum paste details that I need for this gumball machine. The first thing I wanna make is the coin slot that's in the front of the cake. I've made myself a template of the size of rectangle that will fit on the front of my cake. So I use that template, I cut out a rectangle. And then I'm using a tool that I've had forever. It's like these little embossers. I'm going to use them to imprint this gum paste, and it will look like sort of a decorative metal plate. And now what I want to do is use some circle cutters, first to cut out a hole from the center of the plate near the top, and that's where you would insert your coin. And then I'm just going to mark a circle right below that hole, and that's where the knob will go. So I need to create a strip that's straight on one side and then rounded at the front, and that's the part that comes out right over the mouth. I'm doing everything twice. And then I'm gonna make two straight strips just in case I need them at the top after I lay the coin faceplate on. Now I'm gonna move on to the knob, which is kind of like a helicopter propeller, you know, but like thicker. So that's what I'm making. I also need to make coins. I almost forgot about this. How are we gonna get gum? I used some tappets I had to just imprint the number 25 into them. And on the back of these coins is a heart. It's for my love of gumballs. And because it's actually a wax letter seal that I have, that's a heart. I only have my initial in different fonts and a heart, so I chose the heart. We want to set all of these pieces aside to dry, and then we're going to paint them silver. Silver.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
It's like mysterious.
Now give me a gold.
It's not as flashy as gold.
Yeah, that is.
Gold is obnoxious, you know what I mean? The only thing you need to be careful of is brush strokes. So you might need to paint all your pieces twice, just make sure that they dry in between.
Gotta watch out for those brush strokes.
Watch out for those brush strokes. I want to brush and then like a X through it. I want to thank you guys for being here today. If you have not subscribed to this channel, you can do that by clicking the icon right here and hit the notification bell so you will know when I've baked a fresh cake. Next week, I'm making a spin on something I've made before. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
It's a popular fruit. It's a spin on a popular fruit I've made on the channel, not a watermelon. Now I can add the piece of fondant that I'm going to lay under the faceplate to the front of my cake.
I'm really tempted to like pour out those gumballs on the.
No!
Just to test how you'll react.
Only because I need them for the cake. Remember, I'm not finished yet. What I'm gonna do is use that extra faceplate I made, and I'm gonna lay that on top of my ramp, making sure that the thicker part is at the top and the thinner part is at the bottom. I'm just gonna brush on some clear piping gel and glue it on, making sure it's straight. Guys, don't forget, we have a VIP membership that you can join absolutely free. And when you join, you get exclusive access to sales, contests, and special events. And you also get 20% off for howtocakeit.com. To become a VIP, don't forget, it's completely free. You can join using the link below. The next thing I need to do is cut out, am I gonna do that? I'm not actually finished this cake. I didn't finish in time yesterday, but this interview was scheduled. So from this point on, I'm gonna tell you what I think I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do next is cut a circle out from the red faceplate so that when I place the gum paste faceplate on, it looks like there's depth to where you'll be putting your coin in. The next thing I want to do is lay on the rounded strip, or the strip with one rounded side, at the top of the mouth of the gumball machine. So I'll just glue it on. Actually, I think I was gonna say piping dough, but I feel like I'm gonna use royal icing. Do I? Let's see what the day brings. There's sort of like a gap between that red. Some of the thick red fondant I had rolled out, I saved. And I'm going to use this to cut pieces to fill in that gap. Before I can place the dome filled with gumballs on top, I need to dowel this cake in order to support it. I think I only need 4 dowels.
We'll see.
Now I can fill my dome with gumballs. I don't want to fill it completely because I want space at the top, like we've enjoyed some gumballs. And then I'm going to take that little foam board that I cut to the exact size and lay it on top of the bowl. This is actually cool that I haven't done it yet, because part of me is contemplating taping the board on top, taping the board down to the side, flipping it, putting it on the cake, and then cutting away the tape that's on the bowl. Once it's in place, I'm getting really happy. This is, I can see this, because now it's looking more like a gumball machine. So I need the bowl to fit snugly on top, but I also need it to be flush. So I don't want any of those strips sort of partly under the bowl, and then it will make it not level. The board is glued down with royal icing. However, what if the bowl shifts? So I kind of want like a fondant dam, right? To stop the bowl from shifting.
And protect them from those brush strokes.
Yes. The top of my coin slot here. Now I'm gonna have a look at the cake and see if I need to address this area. And if I do, I will use the strip. I might need to alter it slightly to fit on top. But if it looks really neat red, I'm cool with that too. I never told you that I covered the cake cap. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. And I have done that already. So the cake cap. It's iced, it's smooth. I'm gonna roll out just a little piece of red fondant, lift it, drape it over, smooth it, cut away the excess, and then the only thing I wanna do is use a fabric measuring tape to find the center of the top. And then I'm gonna use a small circle cutter upside down and just indent a circle there. And now I can lay this cap on top of the glass bowl. It does have a little bit of a dip, so what I wanna do is spread on some royal icing, A as glue and B to fill in that dip, and then lay the cake cap on top. Remember, I also rolled out a little rounded disc of red fondant? I'm gonna cut out this thing, a screwdriver opening thing.
Yeah.
Glue the circle into the circular indent with some piping gel on top of your cap. This is how you hide gum from your teacher. You slide it in here between your teeth and your cheek. And then you say, "What gum?"
Did you do that, Yo?
Yep. I do think I'm going to want to clay extrude another quart of fondant and just neaten up the edge of the cake cap.
That makes sense.
It does, doesn't it? I'm totally gonna do that.
Sounds like something you do.
It does. Hiding seams. The time has come to put the knob on this cake. So I'm gonna take a toothpick, push it through the pilot hole of the faceplate. We wanna make sure that there's just enough toothpick left protruding from the cake to add the knob. Once again, we wanna be very careful that we don't push it right through. We don't wanna see a toothpick. We need to make it look like this gumball machine has just been dispensing gumballs her whole life. So I'm gonna put some in the mouth and then all around the table. Yes, gumball heaven. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for supporting my new dream of being the best bubble blower. Don't forget to check out our step-by-step compilation of gigantic cakes.
Okay, Cody, we're gonna wrap.
No.
Ridiculous. I'm just gonna.
No.
No.
I just need more gum.
No, we're wrapping.
Mmm.
It's over.
Mmm.
Cody, I don't know how to do this one.
Mmm.
Yo,
I'm gonna do 4 pieces of gum.
Yo, I'll see you next week, okay?
Mm-mm. I just have to. Red is gonna do it.